78.
Okay, that's a bicentennial year.
Yeah. The year his loser son was born.
I don't know that whole story. Okay, here we are today on the block. We're on the E. Paulette military decoration of Meadow Hill Lane on this big apparition, and this is a tribute representation of Dan, who our neighbor and husband of Sherry. And you can hear all the commotion, right? Dan's got the mighty printing machine going on right now, and what's interesting about that is it relates to the calendar, right? So we spell calendar C-A-L-A-N-D-A-R. But in the printing industry, a gentleman like Dan, he's always taught his staff and his workforce about the machine that prints. And what's interesting is with the rotation of the vowel at the towards the end of the word calendar, when you switch it from AR, which stands for right ascension, to ER, you get that printing machine, right, with the rollers and onto the fabric of life, right, like a big whatever t-shirt or a mesh pattern, and that's all symbolic of scribing, right? Putting the words down on paper, right? So here we are. Sherry took care of that, and there's another branch coming down. Watch out, guys. So what these guys are gonna do is they're gonna take the wood, right? And the wood elements, the year of the dragon. Let's say 1964, and you could add 12, and you get 1976. And Sherry was just saying that's when Dan came in, So every cycle of 12, we get a year of the dragon, and this statue here is one of my ma, Doris Kretzschmar, and we had this in our garage sale, but we kept it, and it's a good likeness of Dan, in his garden. So the branches are reaching out like Libra limbs, to accept and embrace the family, So in the realm of information technology, IT, you can say it, right? What I think we're going to try to do here is we're going to try to assemble a likeness of Dan's representation in linguistics. And what that means is the name Dan, it's himself, like Daniel the Lion-Hearted, right here in July, which is a handle of the heart, and June was prior, and then coming up is August, right? And then, after this heart joins, right, the two handles of the attaching the cup, the wind, thorn, a gust is going to come, a gold gust, right? Because, gold is AU on the periodic table, and, so that follows the forging of the heart, So, Dan's with us still. He's in our memories, archived into more or less the rack, right? That's directory. So these branching limbs do look like a rack of a deer, or in linguistics would say a nadir. And that's using, the name Dan with deer.